Hey guys, Raleigh Jones here with RouterBeast.com, taking a look at some SD-WAN stuff, some Cisco SD-WAN stuff. Specifically, we're looking at Cisco's SD-WAN Viptela solution. And in this video section, we're going to find out where is my stuff. In other words, we're going to dig into the vManage configuration dashboard. And so we'll learn a bit about the menu options here in vManage. And so let's take a look. Let's jump in. Okay, so here is our vManage dashboard. Once you log into the vManage dashboard, you'll typically fall at this landing spot right here. And what we really want to do is we want to sort of do a quick walkthrough of some of the menu options here. So the first menu option that you'll see is monitor. Okay, and under the monitor, we'll take a look at each of those menu options there. Then there's configuration. So monitor, then there's configuration, then there's tools, maintenance, administration, and finally vAnalytics. Okay, under the monitor section here, notice you can view your overall Viptela in your overall SD-WAN solution or your overall SD-WAN network. You can view it from a geographical perspective. If you click on geography here, you'll see that we have a few. This gives a worldwide view here. I'm going to sort of zoom in here, and that gives us a closer view as to where you can see you've got a couple of a couple of devices over here in the Colorado area. Here you've got a couple of uh, vEdge routers at data center one there. Let's see, we'll zoom back out here. Zoom back out, zoom back out. All right. Come on. I guess I could have just scroll. Yeah. So over here you can see a couple of devices over in the Los Angeles area here, a couple of branch devices there, and then you've got a few devices in the Northern California area as well. And so these are all some of your different vEdge devices, and so you can see it from a geographical perspective under that option right there. And then over here you can also see a listing. Okay, so you're seeing an overall picture of the network from a listing perspective, and you can see them based upon their host names. So you see all of your vEdge routers here, a couple of vEdge routers that are in the branch one, a couple of vEdge routers in data center one, a couple of vEdge routers in data center two. Notice they have a state here, and this state simply refers to the fact that these devices are up, or all daemons are up. In that state menu there, you see your system IP, your reachability, your site IDs. When we talked about, if you watched our video on SD-WAN design and implementation, you'll recall that we talked about setting up those different site IDs, and these site IDs can be much more complex than what we have here. They can be very simple, or they can be more complex. If you've got a very large network, 10,000 store network or whatever, and then obviously you would want a more complex site ID. Maybe part of the site ID might indicate the country code, and then maybe the geographical area, and then it might break down into store IDs or whatever. Okay, and so that can be your site ID right there, and then device model. Notice we're running all vEdge cloud devices here, and so we see the vEdge devices here, but also you see a couple of vBond orchestrators. Of course, orchestrators are going to be used for the initial onboarding of any new vEdge routers that we're going to add in. And then you've got vManage, of course, where the this dashboard is being housed. The control aspect, or the management configuration aspect for the overall Cisco SD-WAN Viptela solution. And then a couple of vSmart controllers here. Okay, and so you can see all of your system IPs, your uptimes, the versions, and all this different information that you can see under that network listing there. You can also see alarms and events. Now you'll notice under alarms here, alarms of course are going to be more Yeah, you can set your alarms to be hourly. You can set it you can set them, based on days, or you can set them to custom, some custom option, a start time, end time, etc. Okay, I'll like cancel there. So I'll collapse that so we can see this stuff down here a bit better. Notice you've got several different alarms. You've got some different severities of alarms and the alarm nature. And over here you can see the T-lock specifications of what's going on with the particular or that particular entity, what the particular entities are. Here the T-lock information for this guy is that he's got a color of biz internet system IP address. You'll also see a host name there. That way we can host name of DCV Edge 2. That way exactly what's going on and what devices it's referring to. Now in a similar fashion to alarms, you'll see the events page. The layout is very similar here. Of course, events are is typically going to be more informational though, and you can set up once again time range here, as well as you can see the different severities, the different event details, etc. Okay. All right, so then we've got an audit log. This is going to show you who's logging in, who's logging out, which devices are online, offline. Of course, this is all based upon your audit configurations. And then finally, if you have any access lists, in this instance, we don't have any access lists configured, but if you have any ACLs, you would see that logging information being populated here in this area. So that's the monitor menu option right there: geography, network, alarms, events, audit log, and ACL log. Then we've got the configuration menu, and of course this is where we're going to do the majority of our stuff right here. Okay, so you jump down to devices. You ought to see those same devices that we just talked about under the monitor menu. You see the vEdge routers here. Okay, you see a few vEdge routers there. Notice that these are all vEdge cloud routers here, and these are under the vEdge list. And then you also have a controllers list. The controllers list will show you your vSmart controllers as well as your vBond orchestrators and your vManage box as well. Okay, and going back to that vEdge list here, notice that the state here, unlike in the previous menu under that monitor menu, when we saw the state, remember the state referred to the reachability of that particular device. In this instance, under configuration, this state refers to the certificate information here. So if I were to usually you can do your little pop-up there, but this refers to the certificate state right there. Okay, and then once again, similar information the rest of the way, referring to the device. Of course, the serial numbers and things like that, and the chassis numbers as well. All of that can be used for troubleshooting purposes, especially if you're having to have conversations with TAC. This becomes advantageous for that information as well. Okay, there's under configuration, not only is there devices, but there's also certificates. This of course is where you can see the whether your certificates are valid for each of the devices. Once again, still broken up into vEdge list and controllers list here, just like you had under the devices. Okay, then you have templates. Now templates fall in two categories as well. You have device templates. Okay, and so you see all these different device templates. Device templates can refer to specific device models, or groups of devices or groups of device models. You can create the templates, create device templates, or simply go with others that like in this instance, there are already some device templates that have been created. Under the feature template section here, this is more granular. These feature templates, of course, would then be applied over to device templates, and then pushed down to the individual vEdge devices, and vSmart controllers, etc., etc. Okay, and so in another video, I'll show you how to configure, how to create device templates, how to create feature templates, how to apply those. How to then go and apply those. You'll see right here. You know, show attached device templates, and you can see all that information. But once again, I'll show you that in another video. This is a where's my stuff video, right? All right, so that's your devices, certificates, templates, and then you've got policies. That's a really cool section right here. Your policies, of course, once again, three separate sections here. You create the policies. You can create the policies here, and once again, just like with any descriptions, you always want to be as descriptive as possible in creating your policies. This will assist in troubleshooting down the line. Okay, but notice we've got several different policies that are configured here. Create hub and spoke, firewall insertion, application firewall, all of the, route leaking. There's a route leaking policy down here, between VPN 40 and VPN 10. Okay, regional default route between DC1 and DC2. Okay, so all of these are descriptive names for different policies that have been created, and then these policies, of course, would refer to to different traffic, different data traffic, and different application traffic that we'll set up here over in under app route traffic under the traffic section, where you can add an app route policy or add a data policy to the for each different traffic type. And then of course control is going to refer to the tying it all together, the tying together of the policies and the types of different types of traffic. Then finally you've got a Cloud Express menu, and this simply refers to whether or not cloud, if Cloud Express is enabled. This here, you can add applications and VPN, you can add client sites, and you can do Cloud Express here, and that's going to be under that configuration menu. Then you've got different tools. Okay, we talked about the monitor menu, we talked about the configuration menus. Now we've got the tools menus. Okay, and of course we've got an SSH terminal. So under any of these, we could SSH to the individual devices. We could SSH to those individual devices, and notice it asks for a login there, where you can okay. Okay. And so you can SSH to the branch vEdge router there, and then do a show run. Okay, and you can see the running configuration, etc. Okay, so that's your SSH stuff right there, and that's pretty self-explanatory for anybody who's been playing around with networking and routers for any period of time. Here we've got a rediscover network menu. Okay, where we're collecting different information. You can go and you can select a device group. Okay, and if there are devices that are in groups, you could specify a device group that you're simply wanting to gather network information about. Okay, and you can do data collection from particular sets of routers, individual routers, or of course different controllers, your vSmart controllers, your vBond orchestrators, etc. Okay, and then you've got some operational commands that can be pushed using the operational commands option here. If we, of course we've got the listing here, and then you can go and you can interface reset. You can do interface reset. You can admin tech, request port hop color. Okay, and you'll remember port hops. Port hops, we talked about port hops in the in previous video, where there's default ports that are being used, but then if those default ports are not available, then port hopping will continue to increment at 20 ports, or the hop of 20 20 ports each time. You can request that information, and you can reset a locked user. All of that information can be done over under the tools menu under operational commands. So once again, where's my stuff? Monitor menu, the configuration menu, the tools menu. You've got maintenance menu where you can do software upgrades, okay, to any of these individual devices or to a group of devices. And then of course you could do device reboots, okay, very similar listing, okay, of what we've seen in the previous sections there. But you've got vEdge routers, you've got your controllers here, okay, vBond orchestrators and vSmart controllers. And then of course you've got the vManage box right here, and you could do a device reboot through that maintenance menu. Then you've got administration, where you can go under the settings here, where you can see all of your different settings for certificates and your ZTP software version, your banner, and everything that's configured and set. So if we were to go and look at the banner information right here, we can enable the banner or keep the banner disabled, okay. Or under Cloud Express, we had that enabled. We enabled it by clicking on it. Actually, once you actually clicked on it, it enabled it, but we could disable it here. Disable the Oh, actually, you probably have to go back through there and disable it there. Okay. vAnalytics, we can, we see the, oh no, here we go. Actually, sorry. Yeah, you can disable Cloud Express here. You don't have to actually go back through there. You can simply do the edit option there as well. Okay. Then you've got managing of users. Okay. Now notice by default there's admin user. The default is admin for the username and password. And then we've got cluster management, where you can have a cluster of vManage devices, and in this instance there's just simply the single vManage box that we've got going here. Okay, so once again, where's my stuff? Monitor menu, the configuration menu, the tools menu, the maintenance menu, the administration menu, and then the vAnalytics menu, where you could launch vAnalytics. vAnalytics is not enabled right now. We could go and enable it under, we can enable it under tools. Under settings, administration settings. We can go in there, enable vAnalytics. You do have to have all of your information, your site username and password, etc., etc. We're not going to do that right now, because once again this is just focusing on the menu options themselves. So once again, where's my stuff? Monitor menu, configuration menu, tools menu, maintenance menu, administration menu, vAnalytics menu. All of this is a look at the where's my stuff menu options for vManage in Cisco's SD-WAN solution. And once again, I'm Raleigh Jones with routerbeast.com. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourself in this video, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.